right, let's do the next one. Something very useful that you're gonna have a lot of use for every day, right? Well, not every day. Every time you're doing some kind of work, it's gonna do conversion of units. So converting units. All right, so we're gonna learn how to convert units here, and hopefully the process becomes simple for you to do from now on. And the objective, let me just state that. The objective that we have is to convert from one set of units to another. That's all that's required, to convert from one set of units to another. Before we start this, what I want to do is I want to explain a concept called choosing a convenient value of one. I'm going to write that word that I said there. So choosing a convenient value of 1. And yes, I'm talking about the number 1, right? What this is going to teach you is that you can convert anything so long as you have a proper value of 1 for it. All right. So when you're converting the units, what we do is we're going to choose a convenient value of 1 by using conversion factors. So we're going to determine the units that we are converting it from and to, and then we're going to use the units to convert it. All right, that sounded a little bit confusing. Let me find another way to say it. All right, so say for example you're converting kilometers to meters. Then if you have to convert kilometers to meters, you're going to say your units you have to convert from is kilometers, and the units you have to convert to is in meters, right? So that's what I mean by determine the units you're converting from and to, right? So if you're converting kilometers to meters, you're converting from kilometers to meters, right? Once you identify what you're converting, then you have to create a conversion factor. So the conversion factor is basically a ratio that's going to express how many of one unit is going to be equal to another unit. All right. So once you have that ratio, you simply multiply that, and you'll be able to do your conversions by multiplying it out and simplifying. All right. So you would write down your value you need to convert, and then you multiply by the conversion factor, and then you cancel out wherever relevant, and you would be able to do the conversion. So let me write out all of those steps, and let me do an example while I'm doing that. All right. So yeah, let me do these steps. So when converting units, we choose a convenient value of 1 by using conversion factors. Right? So the first thing we want to do is determine the units you are converting from and to. So let me just put some lines here, and I'll do an example. So let me just put this here, and I can see example. And as I said, if you are converting kilometers to meters, then the from units is going to be kilometers, and the to units is going to be meters, right? So we identify what we're converting from and what we're converting to. Next, what we're going to do, let me just put this over here, tab, down, tab, and then, well, let me just go one more space and then tab. Hopefully that lines up nicely. Yeah, it is. right? And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on the conversion factor. So a conversion factor is a ratio that expresses how many of one unit are equal to another unit. Oopsie. Yeah, so this ratio can be used to multiply, scroll down, used to multiply and convert the units. Let's say, for instance, and let me just give some space there and just put this, oopsie, white, just put this back here and then in pink. We're going to say, for instance, 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, right? So that's a ratio that we know the equivalence for. Now let's show how we're going to use that. Right, so here the conversion factor from kilometers to meters is, and I'm just going to write this out again, is going to be 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. Right, so we're going to convert from kilometers to meters. The kilo have to go on the underneath. Right, if it is that we were converting from meters to kilometers, the meters had to go on the underneath. Okay, now we go on to the third step. So once we have our conversion factor and we have it in the form that we desire, then what we can do next is, let me put this in 3. Yeah, we're going to write down the value you need to convert, then multiply it by the conversion factor to ensure the units cancel out correctly. Place the conversion factors such that the unit you want to convert from is in the denominator. In other words, on the underneath, like I said before. So let's do that example again. We'll continue the example that we're working on. So example, if I want to convert 5 kilometers to meters, then 5 kilometers times 1,000 meters divided by 1 kilometer, and I just simplify and work that out as a fraction. So km units will cancel with km units, and then 5 by 1,000 is going to give me 5,000 meters. Right, very simple to do. So I don't even think I need to state this, but I'm going to state the fourth one anyway, right, because you can basically see it right away. Step 4, step 4, and that is to make sure the units you are converting to, well, converting from, cancel out, leaving the units you are converting to. Alright? So notice here when we did it, we cancel out the kms, and the m is going to stay there since that's what we're converting to. So the km cancels out and we leave the meters in place. Right? Now let's do a lot of examples, right? A few examples. We'll do like about 5 examples. Okay. Let's say we have example, and I'll, you know what? Let me just put examples as a list at the top. Since we're doing multiple, I'll just put one here. And 3 kilometers, convert 3 kilometers to meters. Just put it like that. And again, as I said, you put the value you want to convert, which is the 3 kilometers, times the conversion factor. So kilometers have to go on the underneath, 1 km, 1000 meters. Cancel the unit, you work it out, you get 3000 meters. Just as simple as that. Alright, let's say for example, we want to convert to, say 2500 grams, and I'll put G, grams, to kilograms. Then we say, okay, what is the conversion factor for this? We know that 1000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. So since I'm converting from grams, it has to go in the denominator. So my conversion factor is supposed to look like this: 1 kilogram divided by 1000 grams. So we'll just solve the rest of that. So we have 2500 grams multiplied by 1 kg over 1000 g. Cancel the g, cancel 2 zeros, say 5 into 10, 2, 5 into 25, 5, and now I have 5 over 2 kilograms, which is equal to 2.5 kilograms. Alright, let's do a third one. Let's say we want to convert 120 minutes to hours. And first we have to figure out our conversion factor and our ratio. So we know that 1 hour has 60 minutes. We are converting from minutes, so minutes have to go in the denominator. So we're going to have 1 hour divided by 60 minutes, and that's our ratio. So I'm just going to use that. So I have 120 minutes times 1 hour divided by 60 minutes, and I cancel the units, and then it's 0, and then 6 into 6, 1, 6 into this 2, so we get 2 hours. Right? Now all of this is very simple, very easy so far. Right? But how about if we have a combination of units? Let's say for example we're required to convert 10 meters per second to kilometers per hour. Right? This is going to be a little bit different because it has more to deal with. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to think of your two conversion factors. We're seeing right away that I need to convert meters to kilometers. That means I'm going to be using the conversion factor of 1000 meters on the underneath and 1 km on the top. I'm also seeing that I have to do seconds to convert to hours. So if I need to convert seconds to hours, then I'm going to see on the underneath, I'm going to have 60 seconds. And then you would realize that, well, actually, you know what? Let me just do it like this. 1 hour, and then it's 3,600 seconds. right? So now we have all our conversion factors. I got this 3600 by saying 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. So 60 by 60. Good. So next we have this. We're going to write it in unit in a fraction form. So we're going to say 10 meters per second. And then we're going to put in the conversion factors in such a way that it's going to cancel out the units we don't want to have anymore. All right. So let's see. The meters is fairly straightforward. I'm going to put 1 km over 1000 meters. And then in this one here, you can see that the seconds is what need to be removed, but to cancel it, it needs to be on cancelled with something on top. So I'm going to have to put the 3600 seconds on top here, and then the 1 hour underneath here. And now all I have to do is simplify. So the M cancels, the S cancels, remove a couple zeros, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. And notice I remain with only the units of kilometers and hours here. So I'm just going to multiply everything out. And when I multiply everything out, I will get 36 kilometers per hour. Right? Well, I should write this a little bit different so you can see it easier. So I'll have 36 kilometers over hour when I multiply out everything. And that just simply means 36 kilometers per hour. Right? So now you know how to convert the multiple units. So let me give you a next one and you can try that and see how it goes. So let's see, 5. Let me say we're converting 2 grams per cubic centimeter, right? And then we're looking at converting it to kilograms per cubic meter. And this is a conversion you would have to do when you start learning about density, right? So let's see if we can do that really quickly. So I'm going to put the 2 grams per centimeter cubed in a fraction form. Now, remember, I want to cancel off the units. So I'm going to first want to get rid of the G. I want to convert kilograms. Sorry, I want to convert grams to kilograms. So I'm going to need the grams to be on the underneath here to get rid of it. And I'm going to introduce the kilograms on the top. All right, so 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. And it's going to cancel off with the grams, and that unit will be taken care of. The next unit I have to take care of is centimeters. Now, I don't know what centimeter cube is worth in meter cube, but I know what centimeter is worth in meter. I know that 100 centimeters is in 1 meter. So all I have to do now is raise these to the third power and raise this to the third power. If I rewrite this here, you're going to see that what I get is 100 raised to the third power cm cubed divided by 1 and then meter raised to the third power. So notice now I was able to introduce this unit without having to worry about knowing all of them, right? So 2g over cm cubed, right? And then I do my cancellations and see if I can simplify it. So my cm's cube will cancel with my cm cube. My gram will cancel with my gram. And let's see. So this is 100 to the third power, which is 100 by 100 by 100. And I would say that is 10 to the power of 6. Alright, so this is 10 to the power of 6. And I'll just write this in a different color. So this here works out to be 10 to the power of 6. And I can write that and show you all how I get that. This is equal to 10 to the second power raised to the third power, and that is just going to be 10 to the second 3 times, so that is 10 to the sixth power. And then this one here is 10 to the third power, right? So 10 to the sixth power divided by 10 to the third power, in other words 3 tens, cancelling off with 3 tens up here, so 3 tens here, going to cancel with 3 tens here, and I'm going to remain with 10 to the third power. So I'm going to get 2 times 10 to the third kilograms over cubic meters. So it's 2 by 10 to the third kilograms per cubic meter, right? And that's the conversion done right there. So you should be very confident when it comes to conversions. Now, the only thing that we need to know now is how to convert time, right? Now, I'm not talking time in the sense of minutes and seconds and hours. I'm talking about time in terms of a 12-hour clock and a 24-hour clock. So this is going to be the last thing that we do in unit conversions. So we're looking at converting time. And that's going to be the last thing that we do. So let's start off with this. So we have here 12-hour, 12-hour clock. All right, we're going to start off with the 12-hour clock. Now, the 12-hour clock is the type of clock that we use. So this type of clock uses AM for times before noon and PM for times after noon, right? Which you should already know because you use this system constantly. Then we have the 24-hour clock. Right? And let's do a little note about the 24-hour clock, since this is not one that we commonly use often. So this type of clock runs from 0000, which is midnight, to 23:59. Right? It avoids AM, PM, right? Confusions. And it's used globally in the military, right? So you don't have no AM and PM confusions, or you don't have no AM and PM confusions. It's just a straight time. You once they say the time, you know exactly what time it is. Now, since you may not totally be familiar with this type of clock, you need to learn how to convert from a 12-hour clock to a 24-hour clock, and vice versa if they give you the times. So I'm just going to outline a few steps for you, and that would be it. So first thing we want to look at is converting 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock. So converting 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock. Right, so let's see about that. So let me see that right. Okay. So the first thing is that from 1:00 AM to 11:59 AM, the time remains the same. Right? Next is for 12:00 PM, which is noon. It is 1200 hours on the clock, on the 24-hour clock. 24-hour clock, right? And then next one, from 1 p.m. From 1 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. we add 12 hours to convert to 24-hour clock. I say 24-hour format actually. Yeah. All right, so let's do a quick example. Let's do a quick example. Right. All right, so let's do a quick example. Let's say we're required to convert 3 p.m. to 24-hour format. We're going to say 3 plus 12, which is 1500 hours. All right. Very simple, very easy. So that 3 p.m. was after the 1 p.m. So we just simply add 12 to it. So 3 plus 12 and we get 15. Very simple. Let's do the other way now, which is convert back into the 12-hour clock from a 24-hour clock. So we're saying converting 24-hour clock to 12-hour clock, right? Oopsie, right? And let's do that. So we're going to from 00 dot colon 00 to 11:59. The time is AM, right? And then from 12:00 to 12:59, the time is PM dot M. And then 3 from 1300 to 23:59, subtract 12 hours and add PM. Right? Nothing too difficult. So let me do a quick example. So we're saying convert 1845 to 12-hour format. And we say 18 minus 12 is equal to 6. So the time really is going to be 6:45 p.m. Right? Nothing difficult, just simple addition and subtraction of the value 12. You just have to do it at the right time. Right, so now you know how to do a lot of conversions. Nothing difficult in all of these, as long as you learn the conversion factors for something, converting units, no matter what form it comes in or how complex it looks, it becomes much easier once you understand convenient one, and converting time from 12-hour to 24-hour, simple cakewalk. Hope this was helpful to you, and we'll get started with the next one as soon as we can.